Testing.
Will the virtuous Sangha, out of compassion, for the sake of this assembly and all living beings, please turn the wonderful Dharma wheel to teach and guide us how to end birth and death, leave suffering and attain bliss, and quickly realize non-birth. Cung đến đại đức tặng thịnh, vì thứ pháp hội cấp nhất thiết chúng sanh. Tình chuyên diệu pháp luân giao đạo ngã mùng, đi khổ đạc lạc tất chứng vô sanh. Homage to the Blessed, Noble, and Perfectly Enlightened One. Nam mô Sa Đan Thô Sư Chế Đô Ye La Hư Đi San Miao San Pu Tô Xie. Nam mô Ta Đắc Tha Tô Già Đa Gia La Đê Tam Miêu Tam Bồ Đà Tọa. The unsurpassed, profound, subtle, wonderful Dharma in 100,000 million aeons is difficult to encounter. Now that I'm able to see and hear, I will receive and maintain it. I vow to fathom the thus come one's true and actual principles. Wu shang sheng shen wei miao fa bai jian wan jie nan zao yu. 我渐渐闻得受持，愿解如来真实义。O Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, Venerable Jingliang, Venerable YongHua, Venerable Left-Home people, and all good advisors, Emitofuo. 诸佛菩萨、精良大士、师父上人、各位出家人、各位善知识，阿弥陀佛。Chư Phật Bồ Tát kính thưa Thánh Lương Quốc sư, Hòa thượng Thiên Hóa, quý thầy cô và quý vị thiện tri thức A Di Đà Phật. Hello everyone. Thank you all for coming. We are gathered here to discuss, continue discussing the preface to the Avatamsaka Sutra as prepared by, written by the great Master Jingliang. Okay, we're right now on slide 191. We're nearing the end of it, so next section would be, next part would be the prologue. Okay. All right. Last time we talked about flower, which is used for adornments in all cultures, okay? And in particular in Buddhism, flower is the result of virtues. Virtues manifest as flowers. Virtues because virtues, you look at virtuous behavior. You have to look at virtuous thoughts. It's beautiful. Okay, beautiful beauty originates from goodness. Okay, so that's why as you age, as we age, we still can become beautiful without Botox and all the makeup. Okay, because the people who are spiritually inclined, they look at you and they see the beauty in your heart, beauty in your mind. Okay, and that's how you can adorn the way places. Regular people, they adorn way places with flowers. But you come to a way place, to a temple, with a good heart, with goodness in your heart, then your presence is adorning the way places. Is that clear? Okay, so that's what the flower is, the crystallization, all these virtuous conducts, all these myriad of virtuous conducts that you have performed. Okay, adornment is a decorative dharmas on the accomplished person. Okay, you adorn the people who are accomplished, who have accomplished good deeds, who accomplish great deeds. Okay, like the Buddha. Okay, have a lot of adornments. Okay, the The Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, they perfect their practices. That's why they become more adorned. So typically, the Buddhas, they use their reward body, which is humongous, which is extremely adorned, to teach bodhisattvas, it is said. It's because this reward body here is the culmination of the virtuous conducts of the Buddhas. All right? And so for us worldly people who cannot see the Buddha's reward body, we can resort to using adornments, all sorts of adornments, like flowers and so forth, in order to make offerings and adorn the way places. Okay? When you want to go to the Pure Land practices, okay, they are known to accrue blessings for rebirth to the Pure Land. Okay, in order to be born to the Pure Land, you need a lot of blessings, because once you get there, you live off your blessings. So you need to create a lot of blessings to go to the Pure Land. So the way to phrase it is that you adorn the Pure Land. So you do virtuous conducts in order to adorn the Pure Land. So that's how you increases your chance of getting a rebirth to the Pure Land. Okay? How do you adorn the Pure Land? And you adorn the Pure Land, it is exemplified by the transference of merit and virtue that we recite when we practice. After we practice, we transfer the merit and virtue. We give away our blessings from our practices. Give it away. In doing that, instead of keeping our results of our work, the blessings generated from our work, you give them all away. Okay? And that's the way we adorn the Pure Land with our blessings. Okay? Any questions on that? Yes, Red.
Mô Phật và Thầy, công đức với phước đức là khác nhau. Cái phước đức là mình bố thí, mà cái người bố thí đó nó dữ dằn quá, nó bố rất là nhiều mà nó có được đi giảng sanh không bạch Thầy?
Master, what is the difference between virtues and blessing? I know like blessing come from people that do a lot of giving, but for those people that give a lot, do they have a chance to go to the Pure Land?
I don't know. Anyone has any idea? You give a lot, but you have a nasty temper. You give a lot, but you're very stingy deep at heart. For example, you're very rich, so you give a check for $1 million, which is like small change to you. Okay, it's a lot for beggars like us, but for you, it's nothing. Okay, you're very stingy. Okay, so you give a lot. You have acts of charity. You give to charitable organizations, to museums, and so forth. So you give away a lot, but still deep down your heart, you're still very stingy. You're very arrogant. You're very disrespectful. Do you get to go to the Pure Land? I never met people like that before. Have you? They don't hang around here. So how would we know? Huh? I'd like to see one of those people first, okay? And see if they go to the Pure Land. I love to see those people come and give us $1 billion, okay? And then see if they go to the Pure Land. How's that? You like to try that? Huh? I'd love to see that. Yeah? Q&A.
Question, Master, you seem to imply that we cannot generate additional blessings once we got into Pure Land, and we have to do everything here.
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. No. You go to the Pure Land, you don't generate additional blessings, you can be there and and you never grow up. Be like A Lung, for example. He's just goofing around. Okay? He can't care less about cultivation and so forth. But he can stay. Because
if you cannot generate blessings while in the Pure Land, you can only come back to the Saha world, for example, to generate blessings.
No, it's not true. When you go to the Pure Land, you don't generate blessings because Amitabha Buddha teaches you and you don't listen. Okay, you goof off. Okay. But it's still okay. Amitabha will not send you back at all or send you anywhere else. Amitabha does not reject people who are bad students. Okay, so, but the question is from this woman is that you will give a lot, you generate a lot of blessings, but your heart is still as black as oil. Then can you still get to go to the Pure Land? It's two different things, okay? In order to go to the Pure Land, all you need to do is, one of the main things is to get Amitabha Buddha to agree, to accept you. Meaning that find a way for him to come in at your time of death to bring you back. If he comes, then you go to the Pure Land. He doesn't come, then you can't go. That's the trick. Because we need his help in order to go to his Pure Land. It's too far away for us to go there by ourselves, on our own power. It's not possible for us. So he has to come and bring you back. So I'm not Amitabha Buddha, so I cannot tell you categorically that you have to be this and that in order to go to the Pure Land. He has to decide for himself. Okay, but from my experience, I don't think that the blackness of your heart has anything to do with your rebirth to the Pure Land. He will accept you regardless. If you want to go to the Pure Land, and he says, okay, then you can go to the Pure Land. Okay, so again, the question typifies the people who are poor. You see, the people who are poor in blessings are so worried that they can go to the Pure Land or not. My disciples, not the spies, okay? My real disciples, they are not horribly worried about going to the Pure Land. They're more worried about going to the Pure Land with good grades. Okay? Them paupers, poor people out there, okay, from the other side of the tracks, they always say, I wish I could go to the Pure Land. We're more interested in going to the Pure Land and be, in a good neighborhood. We like to live in, Malibu, Beverly Hills, places like that. We don't want to live in Rosemead. Okay, so that's the difference. Yes, Red.
Thầy, hôm qua tôi nghe được câu, cái này là hơi ngoài đề một chút. Thầy, con muốn trả lời một cái câu hỏi của người ta. Hỏi nó là, chùa này kia bằng chùa gì? Con cũng không có biết chùa Lân Sơn Tự hay Quy Sơn Tự. Chắc Quy Sơn Tự hả? Nó là trời ơi sao mà cái này con cũng không biết mặt nữa. Thầy em ngọ thì hôm qua gặp được cái người đó, thầy không biết có lại chùa này không, con cũng không biết cái người đó. Thầy nói là cái chùa này đó, sao mà mấy sư cô nào cô nấy đẹp quá đi tu uổng quá. Cái tôi hỏi em tôi có trả lời không, nó đâu biết gì mà trả lời. Tôi nói để ngày mai tôi lại tôi trả lời cho nghe. Mấy sư cô đẹp quá lại đây tu đó, thầy có chồng có con dắt tới ha, có bằng cấp đàng hoàng chứ không phải là không phải là cái chuyện khác ha. Rồi đó mẹ người ta cũng dắt con người ta tới đây để tu đàng hoàng, thì con trả lời như vậy đó thầy. Bữa nay con trả lời ở trong cái mai này để cho người ta, để cho cái người đó nhận nghe. Mô Phật không biết.
Mô Phật.
Nói người nào người nói đẹp quá mà vô tu uổng quá vậy. Thì con mới trả lời một câu, nó chồng con người ta dắt tới đây người ta tu đàng hoàng, có lái sinh đàng hoàng chứ không phải là ấy đâu ha. Thì con trả lời như vậy đó Mô Phật.
Master, I would like to answer a question. This is a little bit on the side question, but I would like to use this chance to answer to the person. So yesterday I heard from my sister that a person asking what is the name of this temple. Tell you the truth, I don't even remember. I don't know whether it's Lu Mountain Temple or Wei Mountain Temple. I guess it's Wei Mountain. And then that person told my sister that, you know, at that temple I saw there's a lot of nuns and all of them are so pretty, and then they shave their head. What a waste of their beauty. And then I asked my sister, did she reply to that? And she said, no, I don't know what to say. So I say, okay, let me answer to that person. So the person later can listen to YouTube and hear my answer. I say that those nuns, they get married and their husband brought them to the temple, or their parents brought them to the temple to practice. So they become a nun with license, with approval. So it's not a waste at all.
Okay. Anyone who'd like to answer as well? As long as we're there, let's gossip. I love to gossip. Anyone else? Huh? Come on, don't be shy. Rumor has it that these good-looking nuns actually used to be very ugly. And they got prettier and prettier, that's all. It's because their heart becomes more good. Okay, it's more good in their hearts as they practice here. Okay, they become less scary, for example. Okay, so that's what happens. And remember, the context here is beauty, external beauty is a reflection of the goodness in your heart. You know that? External beauty is results of two things. Number one, you're adorning the triple jewel in the past. That's number one. Okay? If you adorn the triple jewel in terms of flowers, in terms of gold, in terms of, speaking of flowers, okay? In terms of praises, yes? In terms of, you know what I mean? Okay? So you adorn the way places in the past. That's why you become adorned as a result of that. Meaning, unlike Along, you become more handsome. Huh? Right? Okay? So if you adorn way places, in the future, you become handsome, you become good looking. That's the direct causation right there. Okay? In Buddhism, it's clear. There's always direct causation. of what you observe today because of something happened in the past. Okay? So the nuns that this person find to be attractive actually adorn away places in the past. That's why they're attractive. Okay, number one. Number two, number two, that this person cannot see is the fact that these nuns, as I said, used to be ugly. And they practiced and their heart became better and better, and there's more goodness in their heart. That's why they naturally, facially, okay, they become more attractive. Okay, that's commonplace. I notice it all the time. Not just the nuns. I'd like to say that most of our men also become more handsome. But this guy clearly is not interested in men. Okay, so it's true. If men offers flowers, they also become more handsome as well. Okay, so it's not a gossip. This is why I observed. I've been observing this for the last 15 years. Okay, that we've been here, Lu Mountain Temple, Wei Mountain Temple. And that's why I noticed. I noticed that people actually do become more attractive. It's true. And just to whet this person's appetite, actually they become younger too. So it's very hard to tell their ages, by the way. They look younger and younger and younger. Not only are they more attractive, they do look younger. Okay, gossiping. Anyone would like to add anything about that? And by the way, it's not the only person who made the remark. Okay, more than one person said so already. And a lot of people simply came to our temple and chased one woman after another. Okay, that's the way it is. Any questions or comments? But those people who come here to chase women or chase men usually are not very successful because they themselves are not attractive enough. You see that? So in order to chase people at our temple, you have to become attractive first. How is that for gossiping? You want to gossip? I can gossip all day with you. I can even name names and dates. The Koreans, look at them, they're so serious. Any other questions? That's how you answer those types of comments. Is that a waste? Not on you. Next. 192, Sutra text, Preface text. Sutra is a flow without end of a bubbling spring, stringing deep crystallizations of wonderful meanings.
经乃著无界之涌泉，贯玄宁之妙义。
All right, 193, commentary. The sutra is the last word of the title. Sutra is a flow without end of bubbling spring. Okay, sutra here is the generic names of the Buddha's sermons. Whatever Buddha taught in terms of Buddhist principles, they're collected together under a heading of sutra, depending on the type of teachings he wants to give to his particular audiences. So, however, for each single sutra is actually like a story. It's like a movie, like a script of a movie, where it has beginning, it has a middle, it has an ending. Okay, the difference is that this sutra here actually is more like the flow, endless flow of bubbling spring. The sutra is like a bubbling spring like that bubbles up the water from the earth. Okay, this marvelous thing. It's fascinating to watch how water bubbles up from the earth. Okay, it's captivating to us. We can watch it. Okay, and keeps on bubbling and bubbling and bubbling. Okay, so it denotes, it gives you a sense of another spy, a wonder. Okay, that the Buddha's teachings, okay, are wonderful, are marvelous. Okay, that it's this beautiful thing that bubbles up from the earth and endlessly. So the sutras, the meanings of the sutras, the meanings of the Buddha's sermons, of the Buddha's teachings are endless. Okay, it's endless. Why is it endless? Because it has so many layers of meanings. Okay, if you're at this current level, you understand it and you find it beautiful. You move to the next level, you find it even more beautiful, and next level even more wonderful, and so forth and so forth and so forth, endlessly. You can keep on increasing, improving your levels, and the more you improve, the more wonderful you find the sutras. It's true. It's true. Okay. I still marvel at how deep the teaching is. So the more you investigate a sutra, the more wonderful you find it. Okay. So it's the same thing with you, the same principles. Okay. But actually it carries on more depth. Okay. Endlessly. There's nothing like it in the human realm. Nothing. This is Buddhist sutras are the most profound, the most vast teachings available to mankind. Nothing else can rival this. Okay? Stringing deep crystallizations of wonderful meanings. Okay? This sutra is also analogous to a string of beads, those recitation beads. Okay? So those beads there, each bead represents a meaning of this sutra. Okay? So this sutra here carries this crystallization. Beads are crystallization of wonderful meanings. Okay? Deep crystallizations, crystallization of deep and wonderful meanings. Okay? And they're strung together to form a rosary, if you will. Okay? And that's why these sutras are marvelous, are analogous to beads of endless beads of wonderful meanings. Okay. Why do wonderful meanings have to be crystallized? Does anyone know? Why do they need to be crystallized? is Ning, right? This is yeah, orange. Why crystallizations?
I wonder, Master, if it's so that way others can learn what the meanings are, they can be taught.
Okay. How are things crystallized? Zhu Mountain.
And Zhu Mountain says, it's otherwise there's nothing to speak.
Otherwise, there's nothing to speak. How are things crystallized? If you go into a cave, you find stalactites, stalagmites, the things that, those things that you find growing, dripping from the ceiling of the cave, or the things that are growing up from below, right? Those sharp things, right? Those are crystallizations. The condition, they appear because of water, of salt, of humidities, and all those things, and temperature and those things, right? So they appear because of circumstances of the proper conditions. Yes? Okay. So that's exactly what crystallizations are. Crystallizations are the event, the results that you observe from all these conditions that occur. So that's the same thing with sutras. Sutras are explanations of wonderful principles. You too, go ahead.
Ning means solidification. It does not mean crystallization.
Come again?
Jane says the Chinese character Ning, it means solidification. It does not mean crystallization.
Yes, it's true. Ning is actually the freezing. Okay? Ning is being frozen. Okay? But whether you use crystallizations or solidifications, they all carry this similar meaning. Yes, a crystallization is not a good translation. Should be deep solidifications. Yes, it's better. Yes, more accurate. Absolutely. And I think we should change it. Okay. But the concept here is that it happened because it solidifies. It becomes what is it? Frozen crystals. Okay, so the solidifications of wonderful meanings, meaning that it happens because of conditions. So in sutras, the Buddha explained these wonderful meanings, but it only solidifies for the particular audiences, but the particular listeners. Okay, so these principles, the wonderful principles, wonderful meanings, are from the Buddhist teachings. However, they're solidified for the sake of the listeners. You see that? So similarly, okay, when I speak Dharma for you, okay, it's different from the Buddha speaking the Dharma. In what sense? In the sense that I speak a Dharma and I explain the wonderful meanings, but I need to help solidify those meanings in your brains. Okay? So that becomes real to you. It becomes something useful for you, something concrete for you, not simply a a thought. Okay, and this solidification here refers to wisdom. Think of it as you will. The fact that your gray matter has more connections in your brains. Okay? The solidification comes from your brain. The gray matter becomes more active, has more connective tissues, has the increased connections, and those are called solidifications physically. It actually happens. Is that clear? So what happened is that from the Buddha's teaching perspective, we teach you these things in order to alter your brains. Physically, it happens. Okay? Your brains are altered, and furthermore, what also happened, we talked earlier, the gossiping, remember? What else was solidified? Your looks are also solidified. Okay? So what happened is the scholars, they read about these principles, but nothing really crystallizes, nothing really solidifies, because proof is that they grow older, they look uglier, more arrogant. Whereas if meanings, actually profound principles and meanings are solidified in you, then you look younger and prettier, I would like to say. Huh? Physically, it happens. It's not just concepts. The scholars have concepts, we have good looks. It's real, folks. Okay? And that's why when I call you scary, because it solidifies in a certain way, that's not supposed to solidify. You're supposed to look prettier. I will never let her forget it. You can't traumatize me and not pay a price. Oh, thank you, Spy. You know, she looks prettier too, you know that? Didn't it show? I saw her in Lu Mountain Temple. And I told her, you want to learn the hands and eyes? You have to take refuge. She says, no way. I just want to come here, play around, but you know, maybe look for handsome boys. I don't know. But now she's actually, after a few years, she actually looks more attractive. And I think the boyfriend should be worried. Continue our gossip. Okay. Any other questions? Crystallization are real, observable phenomena that arise from your understanding of the Buddhist principles. And that's only in the outside, where, you know, if you only insist on knowledge, I know more than you, I read more sutras than you, I have a better, higher degree than you, okay? But nothing solidifies in you, you age, you look uglier, and so forth. Yes, question? Red.
마스터께서 조금 전에 말씀하신 건데요. 제가 알고 있는 그 사찰은 일본 사찰인데요. 그 마스터께서는 신도들을 이렇게 보시고 얼굴이 이렇게 예뻐지고 아름다워지면 공부가 더 진전됐다고 얼굴을 보시고 공부가 잘 됐나 안 됐나를 관찰하세요. 그래서 지금 말씀하시는 게 공감이 가서 제가 말씀드립니다.
I want to add some comment about that. I went to some Japanese temple, and I just heard that in some Japanese temple, the teacher saw the audience by face, just looking the face, and then he can recognize whether they are doing practice well or not. So if they are prettier and more attractive, then the teacher think the people practice very well.
And the people what?
They are doing practice very well if they become more attractive.
So they look better when they practice well?
Yeah.
You can do the same thing going to the plastic surgery. Yeah, it happens. You know, when you improve in your spiritual practice, physically you change, and for the better, actually. The only thing that doesn't change your height. Okay, but otherwise, you know, the skin is tighter, and and so forth. I haven't seen the height change yet. Okay. No. It's don't get me wrong. People change because the looks change because of the heart changes. Okay, that's the main thing, and you will look younger because you are healthier. The reason you age, you look older, is because your body is dying. Okay? So the reverse of that, if your body is not dying, instead the greater the decay is slowed and you have more energy. That's how you look younger. All right? So that's what happens. Maybe closer will help with the translation. Very good. Anyone else? Okay. And good thing he came at the right time. He came earlier. We were making comments about his girlfriend. Next. Attracting the boundless sea-wide assembly. Attracting. She. It's from a Chinese she. We explain that. Okay. Attracting the boundless sea-wide assembly. This Dharma here, that this Avatamsaka Dharma can attract the boundless sea-wide assembly. The beings gathered there during Shakyamuni Buddha's lecture, is boundless. The countless number of living beings listening to him preach this particular sutra. Okay, so meaning what? In this universe, there are boundless number of bodhisattvas. I don't get it. They have one God. Okay? We have boundless bodhisattvas. Okay? And boundless what? Buddhas. We're tired of listening to Shakyamuni Buddha, we listen to Medicine Master Buddha. And we're tired of Medicine Master Buddha, we listen to Amitabha Buddha. If we admire Amitabha Buddha, we listen to Vimalakirti. Okay? And so forth and so forth and so forth. Okay? And you know what? Each Buddha can listen to you, look at you and say, oh, today I will speak to you about gelato. Next person, Neapolitan pizza. Okay? All Italian. And then, no, put your hand down. I'm not done yet. And then for a person, talk about chocolate from Switzerland. Huh? Yes, sir. Give him a microphone. Red. One God.
However, is it not easier to hear one voice, to follow one voice, instead of multiple voices? It's just my opinion.
It's like asking, is it easier just to eat hamburgers? Yes, I love hamburgers, but I also love fried rice. And then, how can you not like kimchi? Huh? I dare you not to like kimchi. I challenge you. Huh? Variety is the spices of life, my friend. So preferably, I like to listen to this God, and the next God, and next God, and next God, and next God. Each God is more fun. Yes, sir. Go ahead. Follow-up question.
So you have multiple gods. How do you know, or I don't know, it's like how can you follow, or how can you get instruction? Do you get instruction from every single God, and all these instructions are different, or all these instructions are the same?
I don't know the answer to these Christians and Catholics. I don't get it. Let me ask you this. When you're sick, do you just take aspirin? When you need surgery, do you only go to a heart surgeon? Or you want to go, and what if he takes off the wrong parts? Huh? You see my point? You cannot. There's so many different specialties. The gods too have their own specialties. Buddhas too have their own specialties. Did you know that? Each Buddha has his own specialty. Medicine Master Buddha specializes in healing you because he knows you're sick. Okay? Amitabha Buddha specializes in taking care of your next lives because he knows that once you die, okay, bad things happen for you. You have no control whatsoever of what's going to happen to you after you die. We all know that. Okay? So that's why each Buddha specializes has his own specialties. Just as similarly, each doctor has his or her own specialty. Yes, sir. Red.
It's just my opinion, so just take it as a grain of salt and maybe entertainment a little bit. So, but what about if we just go to one person that knows everything and absolutely everything, instead of going to one person that knows a little bit, and then another person that goes a little bit, and then a person that goes a little bit?
Good point. How do you answer this non-Buddhist kind of thinking? Yes, Green.
Well,
Let's share our Buddhist wisdom.
Isn't technically all the Buddhists kind of have the same...
You're not helping. Forget it. Traitor. Anyone? That's not confused things. He's confused enough already. Red. She has the answer.
Mô Phật và Thầy. Mô Phật và Thầy. Giống bây giờ mình á, bệnh đi, Thầy có nhiều bác sĩ, nó trị nhiều thứ bệnh. Chứ đâu phải một bác sĩ mà trị hết những cái bệnh này.
You get it?
Vâng.
Master, so it's similar to that you have an illnesses and then different doctor will cure different illnesses. There will be no one doctor can cure all of the illnesses.
Put your hand down. Red. Now we get into an argument.
Just answering for just my opinion on that comment too. What is your name? Spy number 2?
Spy number 1.
Oh, it's 1. Okay. So why not go to the specialist that knows everything, like can cure any illness, instead of going to a different specialist? Just go to one, and that's it. Just get it over with.
Do you know of that specialist?
God.
What if he doesn't know?
He knows.
That's the difference between us and you. In you, I noticed, by the way, I think the Koreans might agree with that. The Koreans are arguing among each other in Korea right now. One says, the Catholic is right. The other one, no, he's not right. And the other one says, I disagree with you, and so forth. So back and forth, and back and forth, and back and forth. Let me explain to you, okay? In this interest of restoring harmony in Korea, okay? I noticed something. This is just an observation, and I know he's going to disagree with me. Somehow, for them, for Cath, okay, they say these things. They say these things they really believe in. That sounds good, okay? Like but you listen to them, and their preachings, the Bibles and so forth, the Quran and so forth, are beautiful writings. They're much more interesting writings than Buddhist writings, I admit to you. Okay? Because they're very logical, appealing. Okay? In Buddhist writings, in contrast, Buddhist sutras are difficult to understand. Agree or disagree? Yes? This guy's impossible. Okay. My point here is that I noticed the other side, they have a lot of agreement because they agree to these beautiful sayings, these beautiful sentences. They project that God is like this, God is like that, without verifications. They really believe in that. That's remarkable. They really believe in that. Okay? But those are simply beliefs, unfounded beliefs, because they themselves have not verified it. If they say, for example, God is everywhere, my first reaction would be, I'm sorry, have you seen it? What proof do you have that He's everywhere? He's not. God is omnipotent. Okay? You have any proof? Can He beat the demons? Okay? So, scientifically, the scientists, they really are skeptical of those beliefs because there's no facts. Okay? And that's why they make fun of, they say, it's superstition. In contrast, in Buddhism, the scientists also are skeptical because they say, Buddha preaches, what proof do you have? He spoke that sutra at such time and such places. There's no scientific evidence of that. They also question our veracity as well. Okay? However, the difference is that you ask me, I don't have any proof. However, my teachers, the sages, the bodhisattvas, they themselves have witnessed it. They themselves have verified it. And that's why I don't have any proof. However, my master, who is a great Bodhisattva, has a proof. And I believe in that person, not just any name, any concept. I believe in one person who actually personally verified it for themselves. We call them sages. These sages verified for themselves. Similarly, let me put it this way for you. In our world, especially my world, very dangerous. Koreans pay attention. In my world, very dangerous. When I open my big mouth and I said, you improved. A very simple statement, you improved. And that person, he says, what? I don't feel anything. What does it say? That I lied. You see that? He's the actual person who says, I don't feel any different, I don't see any changes, therefore, in other words, you lied. So in our world, it's very dangerous for us to say those things because you cannot mislead your own disciples. These people actually live with you day in, day out. And you say this and say that. You reach third stage, arhat. They say, I don't feel different. They're the first one who will betray you, those traitors. Because in Buddhism, when I say those things, it's because I am tipping them off and I am asking themselves to verify it for themselves. If it's not true, they will be the first one who stand up and say, Master, you are a fake. You are phony. All your words are wrong. I don't feel any smarter. I don't feel any faster. I don't feel any stronger. I don't feel any healthier. Your words are BS. You are conning us. That's what happens in Buddhism. Okay? So it's easy for me to con my disciples, but it's impossible for Master YongHua to con me. You understand? Because I verified it. He told me 5 things. I verified all 5. That's all I need. Then I believe. You understand? So it's not just like, I believe because it sounds good, because it's logical. No, I verified it for myself. That's the difference between Buddhism and non-Buddhism. Yes, red state.
I disagree, but you know that. I mean, I think that even in Catholicism or Christianity in general, I think that you could verify these things for yourself. And it's like in Buddhism, you could verify it. It's just not just a belief, but for me, myself, I have not seen anything. But I have seen my family change because of Christianity. Before it was about basically domestic violence, shouting. But my parents, when I was a child, they went into Catholicism and they practice, their life changes. And I see that change. And that's how I verify it.
Yes, we're not talking about the same kind of verifications. Your verifications, they change. Just like stop being angry, stop being greedy. I'm talking about changes where actually a person looks prettier and younger and kinder and more compassionate. Those are real things to us. That's what matters to us. That's what fascinates me is that a nasty person like me could change. If you knew me 25 years ago, you say, this guy is a scumbag. I'm not mincing words. I was a scumbag. All I knew of myself, I wouldn't care less about anyone. No one. I used everyone. So, Now everyone uses me. And I can take it. That's a change. Can you see that? Seriously. The people, you talk to me, the people who knew me 25 years ago, they look at me and said, this guy is really a scumbag. This is a real SOB. Look what I've become. Younger, more handsome, and so forth. That's all that matters. Got me whatever got me, I don't care. Okay, so it's up to you. You guys feel it's important for you to believe all those things. This is okay. For us, okay, these people here are the first one to betray you. If I say, you have reached a certain level, and the Buddha said at that level you are like that, I like that, they actually verify themselves. So that's why it's not something you can fake. Okay, and going back to the question of why don't you go to one person, my answer is, number one, you believe that one person can do it, but it's not true. This person cannot, number one. Number two, the analogy is that you first go to a generalist, the general practice doctor, who then refers you to specialists, heart specialists, kidney specialists, okay, throat, whatever that word is, specialists and so forth, okay. They're specialists, okay, that you can spend your entire life honing your skills. Similarly, in Buddhism, we also have Buddhas who in theory knows everything, can do everything. However, that's point number 3. However, okay, it's still better to send you to a Buddha who specializes in Catholics. Because I specialize in Buddhists only. You know what I mean? So I can help you too, but I'm not as good as this Buddha and Bodhisattva who really specialize in people like you. You see what I mean? It's just the same thing. The reason that we have all this international kind of gathering, there's people from Mexico. Where are you from? Mexico. Yeah, too many people from Mexico. From Switzerland, from Vietnam, from Korea, from who knows where, all those things. Because there's so many people from different backgrounds. Okay? So for me to try to teach in each and every one of them is not possible. So what do? I teach only one person that specializes in, who speaks Korean, so that they eventually speak Korean to the Koreans. You see? My master, this morning, we watched this video from Scary Nun. Okay? And you saw how my master only had white people. We don't believe that. Okay? His temple is in Chinatown, and only white people came to his temple in San Francisco, Chinatown. I couldn't figure it out. I look at all those photos, the photos of people, and we're gossiping to Korea. Okay? You missed this morning, you were sleeping. The photo of his temple in San Francisco, Chinatown, is full of white people. In Chinatown, of all places. And he's Chinese. It's weird. And hippies, you name it, you see? So, to me, something is missing. Something is not right. And then Scary Nun was there too. No Vietnamese. You see? So So we can't be a jack of all trades. We need to have people who have more affinities with you, with her, with him, and so forth. Then they do a much better job helping them than a generalist. Okay? That's my attitude. Our assembly will keep on being multicolored, multiracial, multi-ages, multi everything, because each one of us is better suited to help a certain group of people. Okay? I can't figure out how to do the Catholics yet, but okay. All right. Questions or comments? How do we get into this? Okay. Anyway. All right. So, the Avatamsaka Sutra, interestingly, is able to attract all kinds of people. Anyone can get something out of it. That's why there's so many people would come to this particular sutra lecture. It's fascinating, okay? Because for us, look at us. We have 20 people, okay? Grudging people, and they're sleepy. Some are sleeping, some are totally bored, and so forth. But this assembly of countless bodhisattvas were gathered and listened with rapture, okay? And in fact, they're there because they're attracted by the Buddha, as per the translation. Let me tell you, I disagree with the translation again. Attracting is not a good translation. Okay? Attracting is from a Chinese word, 摄. Okay? It has many meanings in Chinese. This is with the superiority of the Chinese language. Okay? 摄 here has multiple meanings. The first meaning is to rectify. Okay? Meaning something is off. Something is wrong. So you rectify it. You adjust. You correct it. As we go through these, I see 11 things here, more than 11, but I listed only 11 for you. These 11 aspects of this character, 摄, to tell you the complexity of the nature of the teaching. The Buddhist teacher, the good no advisor, is supposed to do these multiple aspects. Teaching requires a teacher, a good no advisor, to be able to do this for you. Just like the Avatamsaka Sutra, if you listen to it, you recite it, it will do this for you as well. Imperceptibly, it will do this for you. If you don't have a good no advisor, you recite it, you bow to it, it will do this for you. These 11 things. You too answer.
Jane says 摄 can mean grabbing.
Can what?
The word 摄 can mean grabbing.
Grab it. Yes.
Grabbing.
Yes, grab. That's number 2, right there. Yeah, 摄, to capture. 摄影, like you, 摄影. You take a picture. You capture 2 people right there, sitting one by, side by side. You take a capture, and then you publish it on the internet. Okay? So, 摄. See that? So, let me go through them, go through these aspects of what a teacher does for you. This is very important. This is only captured by the word 舍, the Chinese 舍 concept, the Chinese character 舍. Here is what a good no-advisor does for you. Okay? In a narrow sense. But in a bigger sense, this Avatamsaka Sutra does this for every bodhisattva. That's how vast it is. Is it clear to you? So this, I explained to you, first of all, this sutra or this teacher, let me narrow it down to teacher for you for now, okay? That's, if you leave at a sutra level and to talk about all these bodhisattvas, it's not enough time to explain to you, okay? But it happens, these 11 aspects of she happens to the bodhisattvas as well. Keep that in mind as you listen to this, okay? So this occurs at all levels. The Buddha, she, the bodhisattvas, and everyone else. At our human level, we as teachers must show you, listeners, as well, through these 11 aspects, these 11 methods. Is that clear? Number one, you need to rectify them, just like a kid. Okay? If the kid is off, the kid is inappropriate, you rectify them. You straighten them up. Is that clear? Not kids, but you as well. If you're wrong, you cannot be afraid. The teacher cannot be afraid to say, you are wrong. Cut it out. Yes, I know you just gave me a fat check. No, never mind. Bad example. Okay? I know that you've been helping me. You've been helping me. You've been a very good and important contributor to the temple. Okay, but you need to correct this. You're wrong. Okay, and you say it very gently. Okay, but if you have wisdom, you need to rectify, help people rectify. Why? Because it's counter to the rules and regulations. Okay? It is against the precepts. It's against the rules of comportment. Today at lunch, I noticed the new person is sat at the end of the table. She go like this, like normal people do in a restaurant and so forth, and eating while eating. I said, you, nun, rectify her. You sit straight. You don't lean forward like this, like a dog lapping at a bowl of milk. This is what the dogs do. Sit straight, bring the bowl to your mouth, and go like this. Okay? So, part of our training in our world is you observe your seniors as the proper comportment. Because that is how we behave. This is how we carry ourselves. So someone has to rectify us. Is that clear? Not only for the left-form person, but also for lay people as well. Everyone needs to be rectified, including children, including old people, including scary nuns. They need to be rectified. If you're below, it's because you don't have real wisdom yet. That's why you need to be rectified. Is that clear? Number two, capture, meaning you freeze it. Okay? Capture it. The moment in time, you capture it. Okay? Right now, you are third stage arhat. Capture. this moment only. Tomorrow, you create offenses, you will fall. You will find out for yourself. Is it clear? So that you capture it, so that people can see, that's what a third stage arhat looks like, behaves like. Okay? So that everyone can see the standard. Capture the moment. Right now, you are at that level, so and so. Capture the moment. It's certification in our world. Is it clear? Number 3, to raise. Show here is to help you improve. Raise your level, raise your understanding, raise your longevity, raise your health, raise your strength, raise your stamina. Is it clear? It has a level increase. Whatever you want to call it, it raised. That's what's supposed to happen. When you practice, you're supposed to be raised. You're supposed to raising yourself. To be raising yourself. Number 4, to attract. Yes, you attract because people are drawn to you. For the one thing that everyone is drawn to you is what? Your goodness. Goodness is attractive. Beauty too. Youth too. Yes, but all that, okay, is based upon this foundation of goodness. It's attractive. You see the Buddha, you enamored to the Buddha because his heart is pure goodness. There's nothing evil about the Buddha at all. Whereas the rest of us, in all of us who are not Buddhas, we still have, varying degrees of evil in our hearts. And when you see those things, you are turned off. In your heart, you turn off. Okay? God is very attractive because He cares for you. He really does care for you. The demons are unattractive because they don't give a damn about you. That's the difference. Okay? Yes? Green?
If that's the case, why do people like fights and drama so much?
People who? When you're talking Catholics or Buddhists? We Buddhists don't fight. What are you talking about? We love each other. Ask the Koreans. Look at them. They sit, look happy, in samadhi. Look at them. You see them fighting? I never see them fight. You're referring to Catholics.
I'm referring to most people in the world.
Catholics in particular.
Yeah, there tends to be a lot of them.
Too many of them, billion of them. Only 60 of us. Because too many of them. We 60 people get along, don't we? I'm offended by that. YouTube has a question.
Tian Guo asks, Master, is goodness attractive or repellent to demons, ghosts, or those people who are possessed?
If you really have some skills you'll be turned off by demons. You don't find demons attractive at all. But if you're evil in your heart, you find demons so attractive. So demons find demons attractive, but we good people, we good Buddhists are attracted to goodness. Ching! Hello! Yes, green.
I think the person was asking, do the demons find goodness attractive?
Do demons find Buddhists attractive? Yes, absolutely. What happens? He finds it funny. The Catholic find it funny, but it's true. You know why? The demons find us attractive, but deep in their heart, on the surface, they hate us. So that's why demons have this conflict. You know, I like you so much, but I hate you because I'm a demon. Okay, so that's why they're very unhappy. Whereas us Buddhists, we are very happy. We like Buddhists, we like demons, and we like, nah. You know what I mean? We like everyone. Okay? We don't reject anyone because we're good. Whereas the demons have to reject us because that's who they are. If they like us, they cannot harm us anymore. Okay? So attract because it's beneficial. That's why you attract them. It's because it makes you feel good, and that's why you attract them and so forth. But bottom line, the deep down, the attraction is, in Buddhism, is the goodness in your heart. Okay? So I like to have a saying, beauty fades, but good hearts is forever. Ching! Okay? All right. See? Applause. That's when you... Thank you. Okay. That's a true Buddhist right there. The Catholics... Let me think about it. They're jealous. Okay, number 5. To maintain. Okay, let's not forget it. Okay, if you're doing something good, we need to help you maintain it, the goodness. Don't want to lose it. Okay, yeah, you don't want to lose the good stuff, so you maintain the good stuff. Okay, so part of life, part of happiness is to be able to maintain the thing that's beneficial. Right? All right. So maintain is a Chinese word for that scary nun. A Chinese word 持. 持 is to maintain, to sustain, to maintain. Okay? You maintain the goodness. You keep it up. Okay? Number 6, cease. Okay? Cease here. Shall here cease because I'm watching Alung abuse my disciple. She's climbing all over her, sitting on her throat, okay, messing up her hair, you know. And totally distracting her, okay, from this important lecture. Very evil. Okay, so this is when you want to seize him, okay, put him in, sit on him, okay. Okay, so to seize, capture, as Jane said earlier, number 6 is to seize, okay. You seize it so that it cannot escape. Okay, that's part of being a teacher as well. Meaning that sometimes these people are confused. So you need to seize them. You need to grab them, and so that they can't move. Okay, until they calm down, until the head clears up. You need to grab them and force it upon them. Is that clear? So you need to be brutal. You need to be forceful. You need to have the strength to be able to dominate them. Physically. All right? Number 7, lead is the opposite of seize. Seize is to imprison them. Lead is to let them loose. But I walk ahead of you and you follow me. Can you see that? Huh? So, as a teacher, you need to lead them. Like Moses led the Jews. No, Israelis, not the Jews. Israelis to the promised land. Okay? So sometimes, okay, quite often, you want to lead them. All right? Number 8, substitute. Because these people are very demanding. Okay? So in our temple, we substitute your big check for recognition for you. We put you on a special seat. Okay? We don't know where they are yet. No one has ever done that yet. I follow my colleagues. You give $100,000. There's a seat right there. Future seats right there. You sit right there. I look over you, and I will look at you differently. I look at the rest of the audience. Okay, that's substitute. Substitute money for recognition. Can you see that? In terms of teaching, I can't think anything else that I can substitute for you. What else can you substitute? Oh, I know what. Substitute something for sexual desire. Chocolate, someone says. Chocolate. Dark or dark chocolate. You use dark chocolate instead of love. Let me figure it out. Wait. So food for love. Wait. That doesn't work for me. Anyone else? How do you substitute? What do you substitute? The people. Listen. Let's be factual. Why would these attractive people we talked about, attractive, handsome, pretty people, remain left-home people? What is a substitute? Ask them, please. What is a substitute for love, for family? They still haven't figured it out yet. So in that case, they are being seized upon. We're not at the substitute phase yet. They're still prisoners. But those of you who has seen the substitution, can you share with us what is your substitute? The Koreans all. Yeah? Okay. No Vietnamese here today. What happened to the Vietnamese? How come there's no Vietnamese? I'm Vietnamese and somehow my own people are deserting me. No, spy, I don't that doesn't count. Jewel Mountain answer.
Venerable XZ says it's bliss.
Bliss? So he says, instead of sexual bliss, he has bliss. Or is it sexual rapture, he has bliss. I think that's what he means. Okay? Sexual gratification, substitute that with bliss. Agree or disagree? Sounds good, somebody says. It has not been proven yet, clearly. Joe Mountain answer. We see.
Venerable XA.
What?
Venerable XA says, Master's Dharma talks.
Oh, I like him so much. That's why he's abbot over there. To be in the future, I mean. Okay. My point here is that people are not stupid. Why do left-home people remain left-home people and say, I don't want sexual desire, don't want sex anymore? Because they have to substitute. Yes or no? Yes? And the substitute is better than sex, let's face it. If it's not as good as sex, it's not going to work. Agree or disagree? Boy, only now lectures people we talk about sex and everything else. It's not my fault, it's because of attracting thing here. So my point here is that whatever it is, if you don't know, whatever it is, it's a better substitute than sexual gratification. Otherwise, you cannot remain a left-home person. Not possible. Okay? And that's why they have so many problems. There's no good substitute for that. See? That's a problem. As long as there is no good substitute, there's always that problem. It's human nature. I'm sorry to be this blunt, but that's a fact for us. The reason that it works for us because there's a better substitute than the real deal. Yes, Q&A.
A Di Đà Phật. Con có cái câu trả lời như thế này. Thì trước khi con xuất gia đó thì cũng như mọi người là con cũng ham hưởng mọi thứ như mọi người và giữ đúng luật lệ của chính phủ là người đó là người làm thiện rồi. Nhưng mà sau khi con vô tù rồi thì con niệm cái danh hiệu A Di Đà Phật. Thì nó đưa đẩy đến ngày hôm nay là năm 1990 đó. Con nằm mơ thấy Đức Quan Tham biểu con là cứ đi theo cái bài Kinh Kim Cang Bát Nhã đó thì làm chứ đừng có hỏi, đừng có cầu cái gì ở ta nữa hết á. Thì con thức dậy con biết là cái gì trong đó nói cái gì. Thì cuối cùng bây giờ con mới khám phá ra trọng tâm của bài Kinh Bát Nhã là chiếu kiến ngũ uẩn dây không. Cái đó là cái nguồn gốc mà đau khổ, mà tranh đấu giết nhau của chúng sanh chúng ta. Thì cuối cùng cái bài kết luận Kinh Bát Nhã là gì? 3 đời chư Phật y cái công thức đó mà thành Phật đó. Rồi cái bằng chứng. Cách đây khoảng 1 tháng kia con đang ở Way Mountain. Thì con đi kinh hành ở trên chánh điện. Con mới tâm tịnh với Đức Phật là nếu con đi sai đường thì Đức Phật báo cho con biết chứ đừng có để con đi xa quá. Thì ngay lúc bây giờ con xuống ăn cơm thì gặp thầy. Tự động thầy kéo ghế thầy ngồi, thầy chỉ mặt con, thầy nói đi đúng đường rồi đó, đừng có worry. Thì bây giờ cái cuộc đời của người tu mình á, bất cứ người tại gia, xuất gia gì là cứ nắm chặt cái câu ngũ uẩn dây không, độ nhất thiết của Bồ Tát Quan Thế Âm đó. Thì cuối cùng cái kết luận bài kinh đó là gì? 3 đời chư Phật y cái này mà thành Phật. Không biết mật ở đâu, không có giấu mình cái gì hết. Mà chính là Đức Chúa Trời Ngài Đế Thích cũng dự cái hội nghị Bát Nhã đó 22 năm. Cuốn kinh Đức Phật giảng 22 năm. Cũng 3 đời chư Phật y công thức này mà thành Phật đó. Rõ ràng còn cái gì mà danh lợi tiền bạc sắc đẹp gì mà thay thế cái đó nữa. Con xin hết.
Master, before I became a left home person, I am like any other else. Like I enjoy life, I follow the law. But after I was put in the prison, I recite Amitabha Buddha's name. And in 1990, Guo Yin appeared and instructed me to follow the Heart Sutra and don't ask for anything else. At that time, I didn't understand, but now I discovered that in the Heart Sutra, it said that you need to contemplate, shine the light on the 5 skandha, and you will see emptiness. And if you see it, no more suffering. And then the Buddha of the 3 period of times, they all follow those methods. And then a month ago, when I was at Wei Mountain Temple, I was walking around the Buddha hall, and then I prayed to the Buddha, please instruct me if I did anything wrong. Please tell me, do not let me to abstract too far. And immediately on that day at lunch, Master pointed to my face and say, you are walking correct. You are on the right path. Continue. Do not change. So my conclusion is you just need to see that the 5 skandhas are empty, and all of the Buddha, even the Christian God, listen to the Vajna Dharma, the lecture for 22 years, and that's all the principle that he learned.
Very good. I'd like to get back to sex, if you don't mind. Did you ever hear a monk talk about sex is better than sex? No, huh? Well, because it's true. It's a secret that Chinese would like to keep for themselves. We Westerners are skeptical. We say, it cannot be true. How can it be better than that? It is better. The Chinese did it, so can we. Remember, historically, the Indians and Chinese did it. There's so many Indian disciples of the Buddha who substituted something for sex, show gratification. The Chinese too. And if we want that to happen over here, in this modern era, 21st century, we need to be blunt about it. You think it's a big deal? It isn't. There's something far better. Okay? You can experience it. And once you experience it, you tell me whether I'm a liar or not. Okay? So, excellent substitute for that. Okay? And in order for you to experience it, because the skepticals will ask, how do you get this substitute? Okay? The road to get there is how? How do you discover the substitute that is better than sexual gratification? I will assure you that no monk talks like me, but I'm not a typical monk, okay? Because I'm too Americanized. This is my only excuse. Because they, all these people, these especially Westerners, they said, I don't know. But they don't going to bring it up. They say, better than that? No way. Okay? I'm telling you flat out, it's much better. How? How do you get there? The reason you cannot get there, you don't know what it is because you don't know how to get there. Yes, you too. You don't know because you don't know how to get there. That's just why. You don't know as much as you think you do. Yes, you too.
Su Tran says samadhi.
Okay. More specifically, it's too vague. I tell you, okay? How do you get there? How can you experience it? You can experience it by making sacrifices. As long as you're not willing to make sacrifices, you cannot discover it. The people of the world cannot find out about the substitute because they're too cheap. They're afraid to take a loss. They cannot make sacrifices. That's why these people will never experience it. I be blunt with you. You don't believe me and you never experience it because you are too smart for your own good. You say, nah, I'm not willing to make that kind of sacrifices. Now the Catholics and the Christians would have no clue what I'm talking about. Yes. Red.
When I was small, I wanted to become a priest. So when I learned that another word, like you could have a girlfriend or whatever, I kind of stopped that. And I said, no, I don't want to become a priest anymore. It's too much sacrifice. So it's kind of like what you were saying today kind of brings to me a little bit home. Like it kind of like reminded me about that.
Not bad, not bad. Okay, so as a teacher, the teacher is supposed to give you substitute in order for you to make it. It doesn't happen by chance. The teacher guides you. Hey, try this. Use this instead. Eat gelato instead of ice cream. You understand me? Okay? Eat fried rice instead of hamburger. You see? So it's the skills of the teachers who will give you substitute after substitute until one day say, oh yeah! Because until you're ready, you cannot switch. You need substitute. It is called the genius of the teacher, the genius of the sutras. They give you substitute until you can experience it yourself. Is it clear? This is a secret. It's not something that you worldly people can understand. Okay? Number 9, assist. Okay? Sometimes you walk behind them. Instead of leading them, you assist them. Now you go in front. You be the point man. Walk to Viet Cong village. Okay? I will assist you. You don't watch war movies at all, clearly. I'm talking to the wrong audience. What are the war movies, the good ones? Apocalypse Now? Rambo, there you go. Yeah, he's my kind of man. What else? They're very educational. Where have you been? YouTube has a question.
Tian Guo asks, Master, why do some people have less or more or little sexual desire compared to others? What is the karmic reason or cause for a strong or low sexual desire?
Okay, I will give this answer to only the Buddhists, not the non-Buddhists. Okay, so you're not Buddhist, right? Okay, plug your ears. Is that clear? We have our own Buddhist secrets. We cannot tell everyone. Are you Buddhist? This Tian Guo thing, is she Buddhist or not? If not Buddhist, will not answer the question. One obvious answer that I can share with everyone is there's something wrong with this person. She's frigid, or he's sort of cuckoo. That's one answer. The rest of the answers will be for Buddhists only. Please tune out. Okay. Can we have a Buddhist filter where we only, we sort of suspend the non-Buddhist listeners while I give the answer and then switch them back on again? It's very simple. But for today only, I share with the non-Buddhists. But in the future, we have only for Buddhists. It's because once you experience a substitute, in the future, it's like you become frigid already. You see what I mean? Once you say, once you experience the substitute, you say, what's the big deal? Really? Seriously? I don't see any big deal about it. But until you experience a substitute, you think it's a big deal. Once you experience it, you say, it's no big deal. Got it? It's very factual. It's very logical. It's not because you like the thing, I don't believe it, because I can use my mind and tell myself, no, I am above this, I am up here, I am and so forth. No! You have, in Buddhism, you have to experience a substitute before you said, So that you get to the point where you have it, okay. You don't have it, big deal. You have it, big deal. You don't have it, okay. You understand? You don't have to think about it. Because you experienced it already. And once you experienced it, in the future, it's very easy for you to let go and make sacrifices. Got it? That's why. Good question. Number 10. Okay, sandwich. Like BLT. What's a sandwich? Okay, this, if you will, I'd like you to imagine this. Okay, this is the image. You have two mountains that will sandwich you in middle. So you are squeezed in by two mountains. You can't move. They sandwich you. Okay, so that you are actually pressured. Okay, in number 6, you see there is only because you imprison, but sandwich is actually you're being pressured, you're being squeezed like those juicers. Okay, so that we're sandwiching out all the what do we sandwich? What do you want to squeeze out? Huh? Mayonnaise? Good Lord. Go back to your kitchen. Why do you want to sandwich? Actually, this is a process of squeezing. Okay? Squeezing, sandwiching, 2 mountains squeezing you, pressing you. Okay? Okay, don't try so hard. Okay, so there's a sandwich effect. Okay, because you actually are forcing the issue. Okay, you actually are creating physical changes. Okay, so far so good. Okay, so this is we don't want to elaborate too much on this because it will be misinterpreted. Okay, actually it's the need to sandwich you, to squeeze you, okay? To squeeze your juices out of you, all right? Number 11, finally, to nurture, okay? Like a baby. This is a very important concept, okay? Babies, okay? This is why I assure you, monks, teachers are much better parents than you parents. They're much better educators than you educators. They're much better social workers than you social workers because we know how to nurture people. We know how to nurture your children. If we can nurture you, losers, then we can nurture anyone. Can you see that? So this is a skill set. You need to nurture people because they need to be treated with gloves. You need to wear gloves to deal with them, to handle them. Okay? It's a nurturing process that needs to be patiently wait until they're old enough to get it. So you need to protect them. You need to feed them. You need to be patient with them. Cannot force it. All right? So those are attracting. So the better translation would be to gather in. Okay? Gathering in would have all these things. Okay? Not only attracting. Attracting is not enough. Gather them in. Okay? So I would translate. In the future, when you see the word she, use the word gathering in. It's more complete. Okay? But there's no full spectrum of these over 10 different meanings of she. It tells you how complex of a job for a teacher is. And it also tells you that this is only a glimpse of the complexity of the fact that when you need to help someone, you need to do all these aspects in order for you to help all kinds of people. So Mahayana, we train people to do all these from 1 to 11. Okay? That's why it takes time to develop it. All right, stop here today. Thank you all.